Hey guys, welcome back to Project Zomboid. We're back with the all-negative trait man. I got an absolutely 200 IQ tip from several of you guys the last time, and even though this is not on the claustrophobic screen, I just kind of want to bring attention to it, and it's the fact that your character gets less panicked in larger rooms, so I'm going to try to set up residence in the largest room in McCoy, because my panic has gone down to slight panic, and I think it's going to completely go away. So I could, in theory at least, get rid of all of my moodles in this warehouse if I get a room large enough. If not, I could probably, it goes completely away. Holy moly, Mermaid Man. Okay, that means that we are gonna be safe at some point soon. I need to get rid of all of this stuff, though. All of this stuff I need to get rid of. Oh, man, I just need to survive a few minutes. I was thinking that I was going to switch over to, like, trapping, foraging, and, I don't know, anything else, but it turns out that my character might not even be able to forage, because he might be foraging for poison berries, and we can't read books about foraging, so I might not even be able to identify the right types of berries. Like, in time, I might be able to forage a little bit, but I did miss a lot of the TV at the beginning, and there's only one foraging show that comes on at like 6 p.m., and I'm probably not going to be anywhere near another TV anytime soon, so what I'm thinking of doing is just clearing out this room of these 3 zombies, and then we'll actually be in pretty decent condition for tomorrow. Still going to get a slight panic because of the, you're always just panicked anyway if you're fighting zombies, but hey, you know, our character is a little bit stronger. It might not be as ridiculous to play as this character anymore, and there might be, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, I now know, which is huge. Alright, let's see if this axe actually manages to do anything. Otherwise, I would like to save this tool's condition, but I don't think it's gonna, it's not gonna hold that long. And, wow, okay, only maybe like 10 swings. That was better than the 50 or so stomps it took me. I think it's just 2 more on the inside of this warehouse, but then I'm just going to go to sleep in that chair, because this character is so inhumanly tired from everything that I've put him through that it's awful. But that does kind of solve our problem from the last time, wherein we couldn't seem to get the panic down. It's because we were in rooms that were too small. I didn't notice that the size of the room does that. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can get just one of these guys to, yeah, there we go. Wow, he's actually shirtless. And look at the body decay. I haven't noticed this, but there's a lot of new patch updates. And I think that they're they're going to change the tailoring UI pretty soon. It looks really, really good, and just, in general, it's looking a lot less like a monster game and a lot more like a zombie game, you know? Anyway, let's see if we can get this one out in not a ridiculous amount of time. I just don't want to attract his buddy over there. Good. Man, it looks... like, they look yellowed. They did a really good job on this. Actually, one crazy thing, I've been doing a lot on the Project Zomboid Architect series, and one of my friends just figured out how to get, like, 3D modeling working really easily for the game, so it means that we can make 3D custom tile sets a lot better. Wow, look, the guts are even, like... I mean, that's so grotesque. I'm just gonna let him... maybe he'll get up a little bit. I really wanted to see the skull. Look at how the organs are even... I dreamed of this day when I would get to see more organ. Strangely, the shoes look completely spotless. Alright, one last one between me and safety. And then it's going to go on to complete Starvation. Some of you guys, I've not actually experimented with this in another file, but once I get a little bit more food, I will experiment with it, because I don't know what happens. I've never just starved to death in a playthrough. Yeah, maybe I'll just live off of my own body fat for a while, though, and just go with the moodle. That means that I'm starving. You do take damage, but it could be like carrying a heavy load. I have to double check that. Anyway, I'm going to finish him off. I'll probably just do one last check around this place. And it really is surprising how much I am starting to look like the Hitman. If I can find a suit in here somewhere, I think that these are suit pants, but if I can find a suit, I'm definitely going to put it on, because it would make for the greatest thumbnail of all time. Do like a little comparison with the Hitman. Jesus, could take a long time. All right, I'm going to zoom to the end of this. Oh, no, just happened. All right, what were the odds? I wonder if they've actually got the tie. The tie does appear on the character. Oh, there's no way I'm not wearing this, man. I just hope it's not too heavy on me and making me encumbered. Oh my god. I'm totally the Hitman now. All I need is the jacket. That's it. That's the look. Who would have known? Who would have known? Maybe I'm going to go from, like, the most feeble person of all time to the greatest killer with this character. Slightly thirsty, fairly... Yeah, I don't think he can carry around all these clothing items. Skills. How far along are we coming? One of you guys said to push a tree, just for a few days, which is probably a good idea because we're going to be spending a lot of time in nature. Yeah, I'm probably going to end up doing that. As long as I can find a store of food or something like that. We'll see how the foraging goes. Now, are you back here? I think it's... I don't want to attract them from outside, but I think they're behind this door. Fortunately, there is a window there. Alright, one last one. Okay, I think I'm just going to zoom to the end of this guy, and then I'm going to sleep in the chair. Alright, I actually managed to sleep enough that my character is, yes, in pain now from sleeping in a chair, but I've never had this few moodles with my character. There's really nothing wrong with him right now. As long as I stay in this room, I'll be fine. Man, I'm already drowsy. That's crazy. That's insane. I just woke up. But I mean, part of it might be restless sleeper too, is that I'm just not even getting enough sleep in the first place. I'm going to be panicked if I run outside, but I'm going to do it anyway because I want to see if I can find just a little bit of food to survive off of here. I'm alright if I'm starving a bit, but I just don't want to get too far. I want to have some food so that I can't, like, you know... Like, you don't want to run into combat if you're so starving. And we do have the other vending machines in here, so... You know, I might even be able to take... Dare I say it, more than one at this point. If I go into a big enough room and my panic goes down... I honestly think, it's weird, but my character is going to be more panicked from being in a small room than from having to fight zombies. So let's just try to take on one. See if that much will work. We have a good weapon. Wow, 3 swings and that was it? Wow, holy crap, he's making his way up in the world, you know what? He's finally turning into the Hitman. He's realizing that he had this alter ego inside all this time. Holy crap, it actually feels like a normal character right now. That's crazy. Yeah, I might have to take up on like a weird strategy of leading all these zombies into, like larger rooms to fight them just so that I can hit them. Unless if, agoraphobic or claustrophobic goes down over time, which I don't believe it does, but if my panic doesn't get that extreme, I'm alright. And, alright, well, you know, we didn't get that many zombies here, but didn't really get very good luck on the food. Alright, fresh banana. Take that. I'm just gonna eat a little bit because I'm very hungry right now, but I'm gonna save this watermelon for a little while. Might even be better to set up shop in this place because there's plenty of spots you could go to. Alright, I say, you know what, while I'm here, as long as there's nothing particularly wrong with me, I may as well go into this main room and fight them off in there. It's better to do that in here, only because I'll lose that claustrophobic trait. Smoke. Good to know, though, that the only way to really... just gonna smoke this cigarette and then I'll kill you. Jeez. That sounded morbid. But, who would have thought that the only way to play an agoraphobic and claustrophobic character was to be in a big room at all time? But I guess it makes sense, you know, you've got a roof over your head, but it's not too small. So. Alright, let's see if we can find, what I'm really looking for is, and I had one in the other warehouse, well, either another axe or a box of glue or something like that. Blade maintenance should get good. But I'm thinking that that axe is going to be a good lifeline for us. Eventually I would like to chop down trees, but there should be enough loot in the world that I get something going. Rope, sandbag. I mean, all this stuff I can use. I don't want to carry too much of it around with me. Really, I'd like to find an axe, or not an axe. I'd like to find a saw so I can start deconstructing some of these things. Because I don't want to carry any of this around with me. I just kind of want to make it happen. You had to come up to me when I didn't have a weapon. I must say, he looks pretty cool with these leather gloves now, though. And how are we doing with this? Alright, it's really just the hunger and mourning and depression that I'm ravaged. But though even the mourning and depression have gone now, too. Oh, you know, there's actually a wall here. That's probably one of the most frustrating parts of the animation. I don't really find it that frustrating. I did find the combat frustrating at first. Now I think I'm used to it and it feels totally good to me. But one thing that you can't really do is if you knock down an enemy into a wall, sometimes like their head hitbox is kind of hard to hit. I don't know if that's... I don't know if there's any way that could happen, but it'd be nice if they just kind of like slid down against the wall and then did that. But, TBD. Alright. See if we can find that axe. And... nope, not finding anything. That's alright, though. I didn't really even want to fight any while I was in here. We're pretty much tired already. It's like, I gotta take a nap. I just went from one building to the next one. Let's try to clear out this place, though. Put down the broken axe. I'll find something to replace that. Oh, shit. Well, you do have a hatchet on you, so I'll take that. My one concern about this room, unlike the other one, is that... ooh, careful. Oh, shit. Now I've got on shoes, so I've got better scratch defenses, but I don't think that makes me so well defended against this. Really, there aren't many good ways to deal with crawlers. What I might even be better off doing is just going back here, getting a metal bar, and then using that to take this thing out. Box of nails, box of nails. Would be good if I could find a bat, because I found a lot of those boxes of nails. You know, never underestimate a man with a spiked bat. You're gonna want to run from that fight. No winning that one. Even if you do get away, you're gonna get pretty fucked up. And box of nails, rope, sandbags. Nope, nothing. And now we're completely out of breath. Wow, just from like that little bit. That's crazy. That's freaking crazy. Oh, I mean, you know, we could go down the metalworking. I didn't even really plan on going down the metalworking tree, but we might have to do it. We might have to, only because I can't find a saw anywhere. I think there is a hammer back there somewhere, though. All right, and it looks to be the same model as the lead pipe. But, probably just as effective. How much damage are we going to do with that? I don't like fighting crawlers. I don't even like making them crawl. I don't even like making them crawlers because I think it makes them more dangerous to deal with. Only because there's no real warning. They could just pretty much take a bite out of your foot. I almost feel like that there's like a new meta entirely to just stand and walk away from their front. Only because the way that they turn, you don't really get an opportunity to react. Yeah, this is why. Alright, I'm gonna stay away from her head hitbox. Hopefully I'll hit her because for some reason the crawler isn't coming to get me. And now he is. He changed his mind. If it's two crawlers, I'll be pissed. Nope. Alright. Fortunately, though, now they're playing dead more, it seems like. Which is supposed to be a real surprise if you come up, but sometimes you can kind of cheese it in combat. Yeah, Jesus. Alright, I'll catch up with you when I kill these ones. It looks like it's gonna be more stomping 50 times again. Alright, jackpot. I found a hiking bag in one of the lockers in here. So this actually means that we can start to carry around some items with us. I mean, albeit not a big hiking bag. It would be better to find a large military bag, but, you know, we'll settle for what we can get. There's no way I'm getting to any not a middle school. A military base. I think I was gonna say military school. And then it came out as middle school, and it was supposed to be military base all alone. I'm also kind of depressed that I've grown this neck beard. I'm going to try to shave it off at some point. I'd like to keep a point to keep completely clean shaven, just to remind me of the guy from, well, I don't really even look like the Hitman anymore. I just look like a career guy with the yellow hard hat, though I quite like the yellow hard hat, and I don't think I'm going to switch over to red. It looks better. All right, so let's just see. What have we got with us? I always like to keep a can opener on me. It's just good practice. Beta blockers for this character, yeah, we're always going to need to carry them on us. In case if I need to go to sleep outside or something like that in the future. Though it seems like I'm more or less attached to this large room at this point. But if I do end up building a base, only because it's hard to think of other places where I would find a room this big. And it's rare that I would have even discovered this at all. If I hadn't come to McCoy, I probably wouldn't have ever found a room this big in the rest of the game. But can I... No, okay, I need that in the main, but I don't have to smoke so frequently that I need it, so I'll put that there. The glue can go in the bag. I'm going to keep the... normally I'd say keep water on you, but... maybe you know what? Maybe I'll drop the metal bar. I think I'm going to try to switch over to the hand axe as best I can. And now I'm actually in the right weight range. Good. All right, we're going to want to keep on working this up, but our character's getting way better. I'm going to just take the screwdriver with me. There we go. We can actually learn some electrical now. Some twine, too. I might try to fish. Ideally, I'd like to be hunting, or rather trapping, fishing, and maybe a little I mean, like, if I can help it, I'd like to do some foraging somehow. At least for materials. I did manage to do some of that, but it's going to take us a really long time to get to that next level. What I'm going to do now is a test. I want to see if I can just live off of my own body fat. So I'm going to go to this fridge. I'm going to bring back a big watermelon. And if I do start getting hunger pangs, I could just eat the watermelon, but I don't think I'm going to die from hunger pangs. I think you just live off of your own fat. So I'm going to test it once and for all right now. Because yeah, you do start taking damage if you're that emaciated, though. But you should be. I think you should be all right. All right, so zoom out. I just did a quick test. You actually can die of you can be completely dead of starvation. Like, you're fine for a couple days. You can be starving because it takes away your health, like, slowly enough. But it's weird to me that you don't lose all of your fat before you die of starvation. Now, I've never died of starvation in real life, but I imagine you would feed off of more of your fat than it is right now. Because right now, I went down to, like, I went down by, like, 1 kilogram, and then I died. Which would be crazy. It would be like you losing 5 pounds and then dying of starvation just from hunger pangs, which I think you could, as they say, tank a good amount of it. But yeah, basically, it's fine. It's fine if that's happening, but we just don't want to. We don't want to make it a habit of starvation. Starvation in itself isn't a bad state to be in, though, because we're going to lose a lot of weight. And once we get down to like 85 or so, or like anywhere really between 80 and 90 is going to be a normal weight. And then we can actually get back into civilization. We can run around again. So what I'm going to try to do here is this. I'm going to see if I can find a couple sources of food around here. If I can forage for berries that I know for a fact are safe, then I'll do it, but I doubt it's going to come to that. What I'm probably going to end up doing is using a lot of the implements here for trapping and not foraging. What I'm most likely going to end up doing is just going either here or to the farm nearby Muldra. There are a couple lakes that you could fish at, and even though that we'd used up a lot of the fish population, we could start to make our way north to get to the river if we wanted to live off of a diet of fish. But that would kind of depend on us finding a car, which I'm not really counting on at this moment. If we could find a gas can, though, that would be great. So I think I'm just going to check around a little bit over here, and we do have enough watermelon to keep... I love that. I'm sorry. We do have enough watermelon to keep us alive for, I don't know, probably like a few days. And it's going to be the right type of food because we could still lose weight. While we're starving to death on that diet, we could lose weight and get a little bit better. But we can... It's important to know, I mean, we could survive a couple days like this, and it's not necessarily going to kill us right away. We basically have to manage, like, life and death level starvation in order to lose weight. Because that's the only way that I see this character really losing weight. Unless if we just manage to find, like, 1 million vegetables. But I'm not really counting on that right now. Fortunately, the power has not gone off yet, so refrigerators are still working, and I can more or less just, eat produce, which I probably should have done from the very beginning. Yeah, many things that I would have done a little bit differently. But all in all, I really recommend trying this playthrough because I've learned so much about the trait system and the game as a whole just from trying this one character. The number of walls that I've run into has been crazy, but at every single turn you learn hey, I can use this trait and I know how to game it right without really changing my playstyle too much, so that it's not so inconvenient. And for each one of these negative traits, I can think of a positive trait that could work with it. Like one of you guys said, do, what was I going to say, adrenaline junkie for all the agoraphobic and claustrophobic. And even though you get tired really quickly, if you took, what is it, like fit with that or something like that, you could really sprint for a long, long time. So you've got a lot of advantages there that you could take advantage of. Anyway, a couple more days of starving, and I'm going to try to see if I can find something to loot. This is taking me a while to walk between buildings. I'm probably just going to zoom back and forth between some of these, but what I plan to do is head over to the building over there and see if I can find a saw, because if I can get planks, nails, and just a couple of other implements, I can actually set up a whole bunch of trapping stuff, which would keep me fed, and even in the winter too. So I mean, that would be a good long-term plan. We could use that for a long time. Alright, I'm just finishing up cooking this salmon in the microwave. I think I'm gonna leave it there. It should still stay hot, and will it cook that last bit? I always have difficulty with this last bit of cooking, like the last second cooking something. It looks like it's cooking itself just a little. Yeah, it's definitely gotten less gray. Doesn't that bother you though? Like, I wish there was like a moment. Though in real life there isn't really a moment when the food's like, I'm ready, consume me. Obviously, salmon isn't really the food that I would want. I think it's... What is it in real life? This might actually help me. I do know the caloric content of it. It's got a lot of protein, very, very little fat, so it's pretty lean. But proteins have half as many calories as fats do, so it's probably not that high in calories, but it's probably going to keep a lot of the good weight on my bones. In general, it's a very lean food, so I think I'll be able to use it. And I'm going to eat a quarter. Probably once my health gets down, I'm going to eat a quarter of it, only because I'm losing weight at an alarmingly low rate. I've been starving enough that I'm actually taking damage from it now, and I'm still... Where is it? Yeah, I've lost like a third of my health just from hunger, and I'm still at 105 weight. It is going down, and I'll probably make it to like 104 or 103. Once it starts dropping, you do have an easier time of it, but I got to be more active. Let me see. I've got a salmon. I'm meal planning right now. I want to make sure that I have everything ready for the next few weeks. So I think I'll just spend a lot of time, getting those implements ready. I was considering pushing a tree or something like you guys were saying, which is a good idea if I had more food ready. But I think getting the foraging traps ready is going to be enough, athletics on my part for now. All right, I'm going to store the salmon in the fridge, and hopefully it'll keep for a while. Alright, I'm proud to say that we've managed our resources well enough that we're no longer starving, and yet we're still losing weight, just barely. We're at 104 kilograms. Just want to make sure there's none around here. Is that? Yep, that's one right there. Alright, I'll be back in a sec. Well, actually, I'm not so weak. I'm not so tired. I might not have such a bad time with this one, but I'll just finish explaining. Weight. Weight is dropping. I'm not actually starving to death. Somewhat fortunately, unfortunately, I've got to make sure that I have enough food, though, that I can prevent starvation if it does happen to me. I don't want to be in that desperate situation where I, really need... basically what I was in before. My goal is that was the low point, and it'll all get better from here. Because even if I don't end up playing this character, I want to see if it's going to be a viable build, which pretty much means that you could use any negative trait and have it not be so bad after a period of time. I'm not sure if it's even worth it for me to take camping gear, because in my experience, maybe if I rest in a tent outside, I'll do like a little test of this, but I'm learning so much as I go through. Man, another hammer. Nope, another hammer. I mean, hammers are good and all, but I need a saw. All right, we'll see if we can find this. Anyway, what was I saying? So we are losing weight. We've got a watermelon back at the back at the fridge waiting for us if we need it. Actually, needle will be useful now. We might be able to. I think we need this and like scissors, and we can start to patch our clothing, which actually gives it better armor. Of course, I am wearing this clothing as a joke right now, but nonetheless, and I think we have a tarp too. Don't I have a tarp on me? Yeah, actually, we could start to get a tent going. I'm gonna do an experiment, see if this actually works, but I'm gonna try to set up some more. Where are they? Oh, come on, man. Just give me... Okay, well, you know what? Sledgehammer will work for... Oh, man, I'm like struggling to think of how my character will work with a sledgehammer. I think he's just going to get crushed under its weight. I probably won't even be able to swing it at all. What am I even going to do with a shotgun? It'll just be the dinner bell at this point. Plank. Oh, man. No, I could sleep in this place. I'm not getting panic in here. And I'm all right. The one nice part about McCoy is that even though it doesn't have a lot of food, it has a lot of water fountains in it. Okay, mint candy. I mean, not great for calories, but hey, it's better than nothing. It might keep me alive for another couple hours if it comes down to that situation. Still looking for that saw. Come on, saw. I'm in the saw lottery. All right, we didn't find anything. We found tons of gravel bags, so if I want to like pave a driveway or something like that, I can do that later on. But I don't even think I have a shovel to refill those. And box of nails. Wouldn't that be my luck? All right, well, there's still one other warehouse for me to find it, and I can clear things out with whatchamacallit, with the sledgehammer. But the real goal would be to get some carpentry experience there. I don't know. I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to do that, though, only because that would make me so hungry. Definitely get my strength and fitness up, but at this point, is it even worth it? I just need food more than anything, and that's why I want to get those traps out. Wandering zombies can take them, but I don't see any wandering around here, so I should be all right. Okay, I don't know, maybe I'll end up, like, honestly living off of bugs, or somebody had suggested in a previous video that when I was dying, that I start digging up the ground for worms to eat, which actually was like an insanely good idea. Like, it sounds really unconventional, but it does work if you have no other food options whatsoever. Anyway, it's taking me a really long time, so I think I'm just going to zoom past some of this. All right, fortunately, the sledgehammer makes it so that I can pretty much do anything I want. This is kind of like I think they'll eventually change this, but it's kind of, it's one of the best items in the game because you can do anything with it, practically. All right, let's find that saw. Saw. I found a saw. Okay. So, I got a lot of options now. Mainly, I think I'm going to stop it there because that's quite a long video at this point, but here's what we got. We got a little bit of food, probably enough to last us maybe 5 days to a week. But we're going to need to set up some traps to catch something. Either that or dig up worms or catch bugs or something like that. So we're going to hope for a trowel in this as well. A trowel would pretty much be a renewable food source because we could just dig up enough worms. We'd be really unhappy, but I could live like Gollum off of worms forever. Let's see. I feel like the worst person ever. Now we're losing weight, and in my experience, it tends to kind of gain momentum as you lose weight. Not sure if that's true, but hopefully we'll get off of this processed food and we'll just, I don't know, eat crickets or something like that. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so I wanted to go look through some of the foraging menus. A lot of people have been requesting that I go through, like, foraging and fishing and stuff like that, which I partially did this series so that I could do more unconventional stuff like that. Farming here. All right, so basically a lot of the stuff that you need for foraging is not foraging, for trapping is you need to make traps. So you need a lot of the stuff that's already at McCoy. There's a few other eclectic items that I'm going to need. But yeah, probably the next video is going to be more or less like a trapping tutorial. Not really a tutorial, just me experimenting with trapping more than anything else. Maybe a proper tutorial at some other point, because I noticed that a lot of the tutorials were actually gone from one of the other creators who had taken them down. So possibilities for future content, or I know a lot of you guys play, so if you ever wanted to do anything like that, you guys are well versed in the game and you could do that. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there, but thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me as our terrible character makes his way through the world. I honestly think he's got a really good chance of survival now. Like, if I don't make any big, stupid decisions, and if I gain a little bit more on my skill points and lose some weight, he could outrun stuff, which was the main problem at the beginning. There you have it. Anyway, thanks, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.